Who are you surrounding yourself with? Because that's going to have a massive, massive impact, yeah, on your results, on your life, on how you feel, on how you operate, on your values, also, a lot of the times. So be very particular. If the people that you are surrounding yourself with aren't on the trajectory to become who you want to become, or the types of people that you want to have around you, perhaps reconsider how much time you're spending with these people. For example, if you're around a bunch of people, and the reason I said on the trajectory specifically is because it's not like you have to be around people that, let's say you want to have multiple millions in the bank. It's not like you only need to be around people that have multiple millions in the bank, right? Like right now. But you probably do want to be with people around people that are on the trajectory to going there. They are putting in work, they're grinding. Because if you're around people that think there's no point in building a business, or there's no point in going hard in sales, or there's no point in nothing, there's no point in anything. There's people that are like that, they feel like there's no point in anything. They have a drastic apathy problem. Nothing is important. And if you're around those kinds of people, and if those are and again, to clarify, I'm not saying these people you need to just cut them off. Because if for example, it's people that you've known for some time, there's some real, like, just because someone doesn't necessarily have the same goals or same vision as you, or even same values as you, doesn't mean they can't be a good person to have in your life, and doesn't mean that you can't be a good person to be in their life. But you do want to be cautious of how much time you're spending with these people at the same time. Because if those are the people that you're spending most of your time with, it can be problematic. But if these are people that maybe you check in from time to time, catch up with from time to time, whatever it is, it can be cool. So long as, again, your energy isn't being drained by being around these people. Because obviously there's more to life than just, for example, having millions in the bank or whatever. And also, I find it very fascinating to be around people that have different perspectives. Now, with that being said, for the most part, people that I'm going to be around, they're going to be ambitious in general. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily have to be focused on the same. It doesn't have to be even money, but they're ambitious in something. Like they're striving for greatness in some kind of area of their life. Because if not, it's like, I don't know, man. Like it has to, like they can have different values, different opinions, and all this kind of stuff. But if they're not actively striving forwards, I'm not really trying to, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really make sense. And you're just sitting there like flipping. I don't know what like I don't even know how to even describe what that person might be like and might be doing, right? Which I believe is important for you too. Don't be around people that are really trying to elevate in life. In my opinion, I guess you could argue on a separate note. You could have someone who isn't striving for anything, but they have such a massive level of gratitude in life, and they're just at peace and they're happy. And maybe they do a lot of meditation and stuff like that. But I don't know. I would argue that person is focusing on elevating and moving forward, but they're just focusing on elevating spiritually, which is still another aspect of life. But I'm talking the people that are just there, sitting on their phone, doom scrolling all day. Yeah, leave, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to be spending too much time with those niggas. I ain't even gonna cap, right? I ain't even gonna cap. But anyways, I think you get the point, right? Be careful with who you're spending your time with, because it actually makes a massive difference. You learn from them via osmosis, even if you don't want to be like that person, etc. If you're spending so much of your time with them, a lot of the times, certain things are actually going to rub off on you, right? Even from a values perspective, I do think it is important. Again, the key values that are important to you. It's important to predominantly surround yourself with people that have these values, but I don't think it's the end of the world to have some people who don't necessarily have those values. And again, sometimes it's interesting to have different perspectives, and I think that's important. Don't just only be around one type of person. If you're only around one type of person who thinks the same and everyone just thinks the exact same in your group, it's like there's going to be so much that you're missing, like so much knowledge that you're missing, because you guys are all boxed in and you guys will just validate each other's opinions. But if you have other people around you who they think differently in comparison to you. Maybe you disagree on a lot of things. That's where you're going to get a lot of interesting ideas, a lot of interesting thoughts, and you're going to be able to challenge your own mind. But again, be careful with who you surround yourself with. With that being said, make sure you go ahead and surround yourself with Shay Lamar's channel. No cap. Hit the subscribe button, yeah? And also hit the like button if you're feeling like you're in the Christmas spirit. Yeah? Every day is Christmas somewhere. I was trying to be deep, but no, that didn't hit anyways.